How far have you ever seen someone go to take revenge? Mr. Johnson was the president of our neighborhood association, and he ran the place like he owned every square inch of it. He walked around with his little clipboard, measuring lawns with a ruler and timing how long people left their trash cans out. Most of us just put up with it, because fighting him felt impossible. Then Daniel moved in next door with his 8-year-old daughter Emma. He was a quiet single dad who worked double shifts at the hospital, clearly just trying to keep things together after his divorce. Mr. Johnson immediately targeted him. First, he fined Daniel €200 because the paint on his mailbox was discolored beyond acceptable standards. Then he caught him leaving his recycling bin out 20 minutes longer than allowed. When Daniel missed a community meeting because Emma had the flu, Johnson fined him another €100 for failing to participate in his community obligations. But the breaking point came when Emma drew hopscotch squares on her driveway with sidewalk chalk. Johnson called it defacement of property and posted a notice on the community board, calling Daniel an irresponsible tenant who disrespected neighborhood values. He even suggested Daniel should find housing more suitable for his lifestyle. Daniel didn't argue. He just quietly paid the fines and cleaned up the chalk. But then, something unexpected started happening. Daniel began baking cookies with Emma every weekend. Chocolate chip, cinnamon, peanut butter. They walked around handing them out to neighbors, chatting, helping older folks with groceries, even mowing lawns for free. Mrs. Parker down the street started calling him that sweet young man. Mr. Davis, who had lived there for decades, said Daniel was the most helpful neighbor he'd ever met. Even the teenagers loved him because he let them play with his dog without a single complaint. Within 2 months, Daniel was being invited to every barbecue and birthday party. People asked him for gardening tips, recommended contractors, and soon he became the unofficial neighborhood coordinator for everything, from lost cats to package deliveries. Then Daniel announced he was running for association president. Johnson laughed. He'd been president for 8 years, and no one had ever dared to challenge him. But Daniel had done what Johnson never thought he would. He built real relationships. He knew that Mrs. Brown was struggling with her mortgage and couldn't afford the lawn service fees. He knew the Wilsons, who were elderly, needed help with maintenance but were too proud to ask. He knew the young families were frustrated with all the playground restrictions. Election day came, and Daniel won in the biggest landslide the association had ever seen, 43 votes to Johnson's 7. Johnson was furious, but he had no choice but to hand over all the association's documents and financial records. That's when Daniel made his real discovery. For years, Johnson had been charging neighbors for community improvements and beautifications that never existed. He had collected thousands for a playground renovation that never happened, pool maintenance for a pool that didn't exist, and landscaping services that he was funneling into his own company. Daniel quietly documented everything and reported it to the state attorney general's office. Johnson was investigated for embezzlement and fraud, forced to pay back more than €15,000, and banned from ever serving on any association board again.